Okay, so let's jump back into Maya and let's see. Okay, so we have this going here. That's all good. I'm just gonna do a test render because I think I'm gonna do a little bit more, adjust these things a little bit more before we actually go ahead and render the whole sequence. Because see how this is kind of gray. First of all, I'm just gonna go in and select camera and let's see, go into the environment tab and change the background to white. And now we can see, I'm just gonna do a little bit there. See how you get the white background, so we get a better idea of how the final look is gonna be. So let's see, Windows. I just think this is a bit too gray. Some of the colors there. I want it to be really white, like this. Like the floor and the parts of the speaker. I really would like that to be whiter than it is right now. So I'm just gonna go in and choose the, let's see, the Lambert 2 was the one for the ground, and just push the ambient color, really push it to the limit there. And alright, so we got this, and then for the speaker parts, this is the same, just push the ambient color. Really, I think there's a problem with the top. Oh, let's see, that was an IPR. So, alright, now we got the really white settings, but this is wrong, isn't it? Oops, let's see. Alright. It does not play. Oh, okay. This seems to have escaped my attention. Let's see. This should be parented underneath this. Why does it not? Okay, they have, both of them has escaped. Okay, like that. That's better. All right, so now let's set up the. So to do that, let's see. Let's go full screen and the camera, and just see everything's good. Yeah, it's a bit loud, isn't it? All right, so let's render it out until like let's see, 4:15 maybe. And to do that, open the render options, and we got everything here already. Let's see, speaker sequence, I'm gonna call it open EXR. Not a single frame, name, number extension. What did we say? 420, I think. And yeah, I'm gonna do 720 times 405 for this one, but you can do full HD if you want to. And passes, we got the depth pass. That's all we need because we get both our, as you saw, we got both our render and our depth pass with these settings. So, and other than that, quality is good too, and I don't think we need much else. The contour shadings are good and everything, so now we should be ready to do some rendering. So just go into rendering, render, and batch render. So I'll just stop it now and I'll come back to you when this is done. Okay, so now that we got our sequence rendered out, I'll just want to open the preferences here and just make sure that you note what the playback speed is in Maya. So here it is 24. So let's open After Effects and File, import file, and let's go into images, depth pass, and then open EXR sequence, open. And then what I usually do is I right click and interpret footage main, and make sure that this is set to the same as in Maya. I think the default is 30 for After Effects, so change it to whatever frame rate you've exported as. And then let's drag it into a new composition. Okay, so this seems to work. Let's also import our sound file. So there we go, sound and Phantom 2. So drag that in there too. And now I'm just gonna do like a quick RAM preview so we can see how this works. Alright, so I did a RAM preview in third quality just to make it like really quick and to make sure that everything works. Okay, so yeah, we'll just go with that. Alright, so let's just add a new layer, background and white. Okay, so put that in the background and add the extractor effect to it, and put the black point, or I put the black point to 0.1 to get like a richer black. And now let's see, we can try to add the depth of field effect. So to do that, let's go into the beginning here and duplicate this, and in the extractor choose the camera depth. Yes, okay. And remember to control shift C, pre-compose it and call that depth. And let's see, you see it has some strange edges here at the edge. So let's see, to get that away, just take this down to minus, actually. Alright, so let's change this, and let's say around here maybe we can have a one depth pass, and then let's make another one, and just to affect the foreground a bit as well. So like that, and hide that, and then we'll add our blur and compound blur, and we'll use the depth, and we'll invert it, and let's do full because it's very hard to see, and that's a lot. So let's turn it to like 4. Okay, so now you see you have like this foreground blur and the background blur, and you get these edges here. We can go in and actually, I guess that's the foreground blur that causes that. So go in, and I'm gonna add just a fast blur on this just to cover up those edges, and copy that and add that to the background too, so we just blur the whole image. Okay, so now you can see that we got the miniature feel to the whole thing. And so alright, let's get on with the next. Alright, so we have our depth of field effect going here, but when we get to this point we want to get rid of it. So I'm just gonna find out where it really starts to zoom out, and that's about there. So I'll just keyframe the blur and move out, and then zero out the blur. So we see that the blur keeps going a bit, which is actually fine, because I'm gonna add another motion blur just like a fake motion blur in there anyway. So let's try that next. Yeah, so to add a little bit of just a little bit of extra, like the reason why I didn't render it out with motion blur from Maya is because that is incredibly slow. So I'll rather just have like some easy fakes in After Effects. So just select that and effect and blur and just do let's see, you can do a radial blur and not a spin but a zoom, and let's just start from here, and that looks pretty high anti-aliasing. Okay, so amount, we'll just start with 0 here, and then as we move out, I'm just gonna put it to 13 and go back to 0. So now we can see that we have this fake zoom effect when we get to that point. Just add a little bit longer maybe. And you know, and then I'm gonna add another one here. When we get to this point, I'll just add an effect, blur, sharpen, and directional blur, and make one like sideways. Put a keyframe there, and let's make it like that, and then 0 it out here. So now we got some motion blur going here. Alright, so now that we're this far, I'm just going to take a short break, and then I'll get back, and I'll before that I'll save. Remember to save. Alright, so now that we got that going, let's add some more effects here. Let's go into new solid and make a white one, and let's see, effect, generate audio spectrum, that, and then link that up to the phantom, and you see that we get these waves here. And you can just play around with these numbers and until you get something something you like. I'll just and then on top of that you can add like a Gaussian blur just to blur it out, so you get the, so it looks like it's playing in the background. So I'm just going to go ahead and you know, make some adjustments to this spectrum to get a nice look, and I'm not gonna bore you with me just sitting here trying out different values, so I'll be back in a bit. Alright, so I found some settings that is useful. Just yeah, you can see the settings here, but it's basically just, you know, you have to just try it and see what works and not. So now let's add some more stuff here. Let's see, let's make another white solid, and actually let's make that black. And here's a little, let's see, this is just to create like an interesting let's get rid of these. I'll just duplicate that. So with this one, go in and pre-compose that and say, let's say red spill. So I'm gonna go alt click that one, and I am going to create a light and a spotlight, and it's gonna be red. Yes, because this has to be a 3D layer, so let's see, like that. And let's see if we can get this working. So I'll just lock this so I don't select it, and move that out a bit. Alright, So let's see if we can get it to actually brighten up our background color. I think maybe it's because it's very black, so when it's totally black you can't actually see the light coming through. So let's try and make it gray. There we go. Because when it's totally black it absorbs all the light, so you won't be able to see any of the light, but now that it's gray it actually works. So let's just make this like about there maybe, and I'll just duplicate that and go and make it a bit, let's see, the color is gonna be more of like an orangish. No, that's not orange, that's okay. Alright, let's just go with that for now. And what this does is that you can actually, if you shift, let's see if we can add, see if you hit add or lighten or something, you get this interesting colors at the edges here, so it just makes it a bit more, this was a bit too much maybe, but you can see what I mean, like you get this red stuff coming in. Maybe add, let's screen, and let's just turn down the opacity a bit so that we can, this one, maybe I'll move it down. Alright, so I've adjusted the red spill here, so just, you know, I got some lamps, some spotlights here, and just general lighting it up. And from here on in, it's basically just, you know, a matter of playing around and adding different effects. So, you know, to go through quickly what I did, I just added a new solid, like made it like purple, and put it behind the speaker. Just G to get the pen tool, and just make a quick mask here, and F, just feather it out, T, and make it a bit less opaque. So, you know, you can just add different elements like that, and let's see how that looks. Yeah, so we get this, and then at the transition here, I'm just gonna, let's see, there we'll just, oh no, where was it? I'm just gonna cut this. Oops, that was the wrong thing. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So right here, I will add this one and duplicate it and just move it in so that we get, it's actually disappears. Yeah, so at this point, when it turns around here, I just wanted to maybe this one can be, you know, rotated to be lying like 90 degrees on here, and let's duplicate that, just put one there too. You know, so now we got this stuff going there. Actually, well, did I duplicate it? Yeah. Alright. And this one, I'm just gonna stop that there and make it, and hold on shift to snap it. Probably know that already. So here I'm just gonna change this so that it just looks like it's like kind of a floor underneath, and maybe even it's not gonna be visible here. So, you know, just add, I'll just key the position there, and oops, you see that it's not big enough, so we'll do this. And, you know, just there aren't any rules here, just whatever looks good. So position, just pull it down a bit. Yeah, so I'm just gonna add some more effects here, and I'll be okay. So let's just add one more effect now. Let's see, generate lens flare. You have to be very careful with lens flares because a lot of times you see it and it's just so overexposed. So I like to just make it really, really subtle, but to add just a little bit of effect to it. So I'll just put it up there maybe, and just animate the center of it, so you get this nice effect like around the camera. You can just tell that something is going on here. Yeah, it can be over the camera too, because you still get these nice little subtle effect going on. So to that, you can see that it's here, so I'll just blend it, make sure that it's not too apparent. Okay, so we got the one there, and I'm just gonna turn it off when we get to this zooming point here. I'm gonna set the brightness and then turn it off, and then I'm gonna set it like one there, actually, yeah, and then turn it on when it's here again. I'm just gonna turn it really high now just to be able to see it. So I'll just make like another one here, and you know, just follow it down there. This doesn't have to be, and take down the brightness. Let's see, the brightness is here, so let's turn that down. Alright, like that. So, oh, now it's moving a bit too fast, so we'll just go ahead and slow it a bit. Alright, now it's still moving a bit fast here, but you know what I mean. So yeah, just, you know, now it's just about adding whatever you feel like, basically. And then just to get the last part of it done, I'm gonna show you that next. Alright, so at the end we had like one more part. We can go in and say composition settings and add some frames, let's say 550, and let's make this a bit smaller, and let's see. Okay, so this music is on this, is it? Yeah, so let's hear it. Yeah. Okay, so we'll make it up until here. So then what I'll do here is just I'm just gonna use the same composition, and I'm just gonna duplicate the speaker sequence and add it when it turns to the side here. Okay, so let's see if that fits with the music. So you have to. Alright, let's say that's fine. I'm just gonna do it really quick and simple, and just to get it a bit different, I'm just gonna invert the scale and let's see, scale it down a bit, and then have it show up like have it show up at different points here. So this one, scale a bit up, and this one, and then I'm just gonna put that behind here. So just so that we get that, you know, ba ba ba. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. So okay, so what I've done here is just to get the last part is to just duplicate the speaker sequence and get rid of the extra effect on there, and then I'll just add the blur so that the foreground element is a bit blurred, and then it gets more blurry as it progresses back. And then I added a hue and saturation, so just to be able to colorize and make it a bit different, and then added the background element there. And other than that, it's just up to you basically what you want to do. And then yeah, the red spill is going all the way. So now it's just up to you basically to just be creative and make something cool. But I'll render this out and then we'll have a look at it at the end. And other than that, I hope you've learned something useful. So I'm Justin for CG Tuts, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.